Hello, welcome back to another tier list. Yeah, I'm doing another one because I don't know what to do. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this channel. Today I'm doing the trials, so I did the villains of Outlast, and I did the export. Now it's time for the actual trials. I'm using this tier list here. Same thing as I did before. I'm too lazy to make my own one, so I'm using the template one. This one has like every trial, including the MKs. I'm not ranking the MKs, so I've got all the trials at the top. So the ones with red text are all the trials. So no MKs, straight up just the trials, the main trials. I am going to be ranking the new trial, okay? So stay tuned for that. I mean, pretty simple, right? I think we can just jump right in. The big question is, where do I start? Where do I start, man? You know, I think we should start with shopping mall, you know? Kill the politician. As I said I like to start with, like, you know, like a middle of the road one. And I think this is like a B tier. It's just middle of the road. It's good. Yeah, I don't think it's anything special. First off, right, you've got like the fuses, right? Fuses, it's a cool mechanic, and I like it. It's just I kind of wish the fuses were a little harder to get, because the whole thing is, right, you enter a shop and then you take the fuse out, and then an enemy comes in and it's like, oh crap, I need to sneak around this enemy. But the thing is, it is always so easy to sneak around that enemy. I don't know how they could make it harder, but it's always so easy, and the fuses end up feeling more like a chore, you know? Like, it's really not challenging to get the fuses at all. Like, really at all. So it ends up feeling like a chore, but it is a unique mechanic. And then after that, I do really like the packages bit, where you have to get all the packages. Because you can either just take all the little boxes into the conveyor belt, which takes fucking ages, trust me. Trust me, the first time I played this trial, I didn't know there was you can get the big boxes at the back if you have another fuse. So I spent like a whole like 10 minutes trying to get all these little boxes in. Trust me, just get the other fuse. Just get the other fuse. But I like that there's like the option there. But yeah, I like it. It's just, you know, you got to scan the boxes, see if they're worth enough, and you got to sneak around Otto and Aurora in the meantime. And you can't really see much or move because you're holding these big ass boxes. It's unique. I like it. It's good. After that, then you kind of go to take a step back with the valves. I think like the valve. This is why this is in B, because like it's all right. You know, doing valves. It's all right. It's just like not super duper fun. Like I'm not like, oh yeah, I want to play this trial because I want to pull the valves. I want to do some math. I'm terrible at math. Sometimes I spend so much time on them because I get bored of trying to like do the math in my head, so I just try and brute force it, and then it takes forever. But the valves are alright. The finale is pretty good. You melt that guy with the acid, with the water guns. That's pretty cool. That's actually a pretty good finale. That might be like a top 5 finale, honestly, out of these trials. But overall, like, it's kind of just, you know, it's middle tier, you know. I don't think it does anything too special. It's not super memorable. I think maybe the biggest issue with it is with the prime asset, Otto and Aurora. I don't think I really talked about this before in my villain tier list, but I think a big issue with Otto and Aurora is how they don't have an intro. They don't have an intro in this trial. This is like their only trial right now. I'm guessing the next trial that they're going to add is for Otto and Aurora, because I think they do deserve it. But I think, honestly, a big reason why Otto and Aurora sort of fail as prime assets, and why they're probably like the worst prime asset out of our whole roster that we have right now, is because like Shopping Mall doesn't have an intro. I don't think some people might not realise how important an intro is, but just think about like Kill the Snitch, for example. That, in my opinion, that's the best intro for a prime asset in the game, with Coil when he comes out of the torture chamber and he starts beating the crap out of that guy with the electric baton. That intro is so perfect because it shows you Coil's different and he's going to be a threat. You're definitely going to see him later on. You also get a taste of what his abilities could be with the electricity. You also get a taste of his personality, the way he acts. You can literally learn so much about the prime assets just from the intro. Like prime asset intros are so important. And the fact that this is Aurora's only trial and they don't have an intro, it takes away so much personality from them, and they're just not threatening. They're just really, they become really forgettable. Yeah, overall though, it's just a good trial. It's just middle of the road. Alright, look, you know what? If you watch my other tiers, I try and leave like the best for last, but oh my god, bro. I was just talking about Kill the Snitch, you know, let's just rip the bandage off. Kill the Snitch is the best trial in the game. It's the best. I love it. I love this trial so much, man. I could play this trial just back to back, just for a whole day. It's that good. So first, let's break it down, right? Coil's my favourite prime asset. Obviously, if you watch my villain series, you'd know that. And the trials are just gonna get extra points if Coil's in it, you know? Because I love Coil. He's my favourite. So the first sort of like activity you really have to do is the in the basement with the generators. I always love the generator like objective. I just always think it's really fun. And on higher difficulties, you get a flipping berserker down in the basement, and it's so scary. It's so scary. And then you got to find the keys, and that's just like, it's fun. I like finding the keys. It's satisfying. And then you've got the finale. It's like the best finale as well. Like this trial just has it all. It has it all. I think something that's really important in these trials is good pacing, and this trial just has such good pacing. It has perfect pacing throughout the whole thing. I enjoy every single activity. I enjoy every single second of it. I can't really think of something I don't like about it. It is just like the perfect trial, and I think every trial wants to be Kill the Snitch. I think the developers even said themselves that this is like in their opinion, the best trial, and they're trying to make another trial like this. Oh man, I love the finale so much, man. It's so chaotic. So if you're unlucky and you're playing on a high difficulty, you can have like 4 or 5 enemies like in the finale trying to kill you. There's like, I don't think there's any other finale like that where you just have like a literal horde of enemies on you. Because you've got Coil, obviously, and the Giant. That's always there. And then if you're unlucky, you can get like Henrietta on you, and you can get another random export like Pitcher or Pusher or something. Oh, it's it's a chaotic finale, and it's just the best one in the game. Yeah. Muy bien. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I'm actually fluent in Spanish. Me encanta el avión porque es muy rápido. Shut your fucking mouth! I think you'll be like the only one in this. But by the way, a big issue with this tier list, right, is realistically all these trials would be like A and above. But you know, I have to be extra nitpicky because, you know, it'd be boring if every trial was literally an A tier. There isn't a single trial on here that I don't like. I am probably gonna use like C and D, right? But just know, like, realistically, they're all in A. Like I just have to be nitpicky. Okay, let's just move on. What should we do now? Orphanage? Orphanage is a weird one. I think I'll put it in A. First you have to sync the broadcast thing. Syncing the broadcast, like, that's fun. And then you've got to do the film. You've got to do all that. Replace the films. That's fun. And then you've got like the finale with the split tasks where you have to find the keys and do the generators. All these tasks I mentioned are really fun. The thing is, I think this trial is just like really easy. Like, it's so laid back. To be fair, maybe I haven't played this trial enough on high difficulties. I think I've like always just played it on intensive or standard. I'm not sure if well, I must have played it on Psychosurgery, but only probably once or twice. Maybe on Psychosurgery this is a lot better trial, but I feel like it's such a laid back trial. Maybe, I think this is my most played trial, so maybe that's why, but I just think it's so laid back. Like, there isn't even like a proper finale. When you're cutting off that dude's legs, like, no one tries to get you. Like, you just sort of... well, to be fair, I think they did that on purpose, because first off, if someone did chase you, I mean, where would you run? And second off, I feel like the developers sort of wanted you to like be in the moment. Like, you sort of have to be there while you're cutting this dude's legs off, if you know what I mean. It makes it more brutal that you're just completely focusing on this guy's legs being just chopped off. It's gross. And the kill in this one is just really good too. It's super brutal and horrible. Just hearing the guy's bones like getting cut through, and then hearing him scream and stuff. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. But I think my only issue is just it's a very laid back trial. I kind of just wish it was a bit harder. Like, I feel like I'm just on autopilot when I play this trial. It's just so easy. Oh, actually, the location of it being set in an orphanage is actually really cool. I think that might be like one of my favourite locations out of here. Like, it's being set in an orphanage is just really cool. And there's some really cool like set pieces and stuff. And obviously Mother Gooseberry is a prime asset here, so gonna get extra points. Yeah, it's just a good trial. I just kind of wish it was harder. It just feels so laid back sometimes. Downtown? Oh, downtown's a weird one to rank. I've always thought that downtown was my favourite Franco trial, but after recently, I don't know. I just sort of put it. I don't know. I don't know where to put it. I'll just pop it in A for now. I might put it down a bit. I think Orphanage is better. Let me just go through it. So you have to. I really like the whole. You know, you pull the lever and you have to stay in that area. That is like. That is one of my favourite mechanics in a trial. I just love that mechanic a lot. But then you also have the fact with the scapegoats, and that's kind of annoying. I don't really like the scapegoats. I think my big issue with the scapegoats is you kind of only need one person to kill the scapegoats, and I hate when trials do that, where like only one person really needs to do the task, and then like the other people in the level just, you know, don't really get to do anything. Because, like, in downtown, I think they only provide you with 2 exploding head things, right? So, like, the other 2 reagents, if you're playing in a 4-man, like, what are they supposed to do? They just sort of follow around the other reagents with the explodey things until they get the key, and then you can actually play the game. Like, it's kind of boring, you know? I think that's a big pacing issue, trying to find the scapegoats. It's a bit tedious. And even if you do have the explodey thing, like you're playing on your own, for example, it's still just tedious. The whole scapegoat thing is just a bit tedious. I don't really enjoy killing the scapegoats. The overall, like, the setting and the theme. Oh, I love this, man. It being set in like a city, or yeah, like a downtown. It's set in a city. And I love how you got to get those the assassin mannequins. I love like the theming of the trial. Not many like activities in this trial, to be fair. All you do is just kill the scapegoats and do like the lever activities. Which the lever, you know, as I said, where you have to stay in the area. That part of the trial I do love. I really love that part. But then you have like the other side, which is just the scapegoats, and it's just a bit. The finale is a bit underwhelming. And I was just talking about how I wanted to put this a bit lower, right? And it's because recently I played this on my own on intensive. I think it was on intensive, and I didn't know this, but in the finale, if you have it on intensive or psychosurgery, Franco he spawns in the finale, and he tries to kill you while you're trying to do the puzzle. And oh my god, it must have been like the most tedious thing I've ever done in this game. It was so annoying. I know I was, to be fair, playing on my own. So, you know, if you had someone else, you could have someone distracting Franco while you do the activity. But still, it is tedious on high difficulties. Oh my god. Because the thing is, if you leave it for a certain amount of time, it like resets, and you have to wait for them to show you the colours again. And then there's also the fact that you're probably going to forget the colours when a flipping testicle-looking dickhead's shooting you from across the map with a little shotgun. Oh my god, it's so annoying. But yeah, the overall theming of the trial carries it, and the whole lever like objective also carries it. It's like low A, I think. I do enjoy this trial. There was also, you know, Franco, and, you know, I was just talking about him, he is a bit annoying. But overall, I do like Franco, so... Overall, I like all these prime assets, so they're not really going to change the rankings that much. What shall we do now? I'm looking at Fun Park. Where would Fun Park go? I feel like Fun Park... Oh yeah, it's above Orphanage, yeah, it's like high A. Fun Park's really fun, man. That's why it's called the Fun Park. Like, honestly, it's really good. First activity, you got to do the carnival games. You got to throw the hearts. That's just, I think that's a fun activity. Then you've got to push the floaty thing. That's good. No complaints with that. Then you've got to do the valves. That's fun too when you have to follow the pipes. I think the pipes can be a little tedious sometimes. They can be a little bit, but overall I do like the valves. And then it's just straight to getting the trial done. And you have to push the cart thing into the spinny things. Whatever, you have to destroy that cart thing. I think my main issue with this trial was probably just the finale. The finale can feel a bit underwhelming sometimes. Because like, every time I play this trial, it's literally just Mother Gooseberry comes out and then you stun her. And then that usually just gives you enough time to basically complete it all. And then even if you don't, you can just sort of, you know, run her around for a bit and then that's it. I feel like more enemies should spawn in. Maybe I'm just not playing on it. Maybe I just haven't played this enough on like higher difficulties, but I've always found this to be a pretty easy trial. Another issue I think I have is there's all of these trials I'm pretty sure have like a victim that you're killing, but in this one it's just like there's no victim you're killing. Like there's that dead guy in the cart, and then because like the whole trial you're grinding the bad apples, you're teaching the kids a lesson, I guess, or whatever. So you're not actually killing anyone. Not saying I want to kill actual kids, but I think this would have benefited more if there was actually like like someone was actually alive in the cart. That would have been really messed up. Imagine like pushing some dude into the spinny things and they're like getting crushed and shit. That would be really messed up. Maybe they probably did try and do that, but it probably didn't work. So they were like, ah, fuck it, let's just put some dead guy in there. But I think this would have benefited if it just had a trial victim. But I'm just kind of nitpicking. This is just a really good trial. I don't think anyone's just going to disagree with me with that. It's just a good trial. Let's do courthouse. Courthouse. Oh, you know, this kind of pains me to do it, but I think I'm going to put it in C. Courthouse is just a bit boring, honestly. It pains me because the courthouse as a location is really cool. It just being set in a courthouse, that's just really unique, right? And also the fact that Coil's here. Coil's, as I said, my favourite prime asset. But like, this trial kind of sucks, honestly. The first objective is where's the first objective? Right, it's the split task where you have to get the acid and the heads. The acid part I do like. I like the acid part. Just got to bring the acid to the main area in the middle. And the whole catch with it is you can't run because you're going to spill the acid on your forearms and they're going to flipping. It's going to burn, obviously. It's going to deal damage to you. And I like that. You have to play a lot more careful around enemies. You have to move a lot slower. But then on the other hand, you have the heads where you have to do that puzzle. And I think I do overall like the puzzle. It's just sometimes it's so tedious. I swear, sometimes it's always like one number you can't find, and it takes forever to find it. And then and then fucking Coil comes in and he's saying he's mumbo jumbo, talking about how he's gonna punish you and shit. And it's like, go away, dude. I'm trying to find this last number, and it can get really tedious. I kind of wish like the AI was just programmed to just not enter the puzzle rooms. I think that would honestly be fair. I know I've honestly been talking about how some of these trials should be harder, but that's just not fun. It just feels so tedious. I don't like it. Because then, if you waste enough time, you sort of have to leave the room because it lets off that electric shock at the end of the timer, and it also does that alert to get Coil over. So you have to leave the room and wait for it to go off, and it becomes really tedious. There is a berserker in this trial, so you know, just gonna get extra points. If you've got a berserker on a trial, like you're gonna get extra points, honestly. After that, you've got to do the scapegoats. I think I already explained why I don't like the scapegoats when I was talking about downtown. And it's worse on this trial because at least with on downtown you can have like 1 or 2 people killing the scapegoats, and then the other people who don't have the explosive tools, they can do like the lever tasks, right? So at least they can be doing something. In Vindicate the Guilty, like the other reagents, they have nothing to do. 2 people pick up the explosive things, and then the other 2 just, I don't know, just follow the guys around that have the explosives, and maybe just throw bricks at the scapegoats. Like, I don't know, it's just a bit boring. And then you get to the finale. The finale's a bit underwhelming. It feels like they just tried doing Kill the Snitch again, but it's just worse. Like, the way the map's laid out is a bit, I don't know, it's not really fun to get chased around there. I don't know, it's just a bit of an underwhelming finale. But it's made a lot better because of the way you kill the trial victim in this trial. Because, oh my god, the judge probably has like my favourite death out of the trial victims. Because it's so brutal. You like raise her up and she's in her chair, and then slowly like her limbs are getting broken by hammers, and it looks so painful and brutal. And then at the end she gets hanged, and then the last 2 hammers hit her head, and then she gets decapitated. It's just, oh my god, that, I know what I was just saying, I don't like the finale, but the finale is genuinely made 10 times better because of the way you kill the judge. And the judge is probably like my favourite trial victim too. What I like about the judge is she actually calls out for Coil, which I think that's so cool. I think that's really cool. She's literally like calling out for Coil. That's like really messed up to think about, that like she has to ask Coil of all people for help. That's just, you can just tell how horrific her situation is if she's asking for Coil for help. Yeah, the way you kill the judge at the end, like, actually carries this trial. Overall, it's just a bit of a whatever trial. I do enjoy this trial, even though it's in C. I do enjoy it. It's not like when I play it, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to play this trial, but it's just a bit, you know, it's worse than the others. Like, look at all the ones above it. I think all the ones above it are fairly better. You know, they're like a little bit better. Let's do docks. The docks. Where would the docks go? I think the real question is not that. It's, do I prefer the docks over downtown? I'll put it above downtown for now. Because the thing is, I remember when I first played this game, this was probably like my favourite trial, honestly. The pacing's really good with the objectives. Like, I think I like all of the objectives, right? First off, you got to put the you got to fill up like the machine with the very not illegal substances, and then you got to go like find some more with the cart. Yeah, and then it leads on to like the symbols. You have to match the symbols with the symbol matcher things to get the codes. That activity I do really like. I really like that. And then after that, you've got to put the very safe substances into the machine again, and that's fun. Like the teamwork with it, where you got to, one person's loading up the gate, and then one person's just putting the stuff in after that. It's fun. It's fun when the trials force you to sort of use teamwork, and even when you're playing on your own, I just think it's fine. And then you got to get the poison right. And that's fun. You have to manage like your health. The toxic gas is gonna eventually start. It's gonna start taking damage off you. So you got to be careful. You got to manage it. You got to hide in hiding spots to get it off, or just keep moving. I like that part of the trial a lot. And then you've got to, and then I think my main issue is just with the finale. I think there's quite a few trials that kind of fail with the finale, right? The finale is just a bit underwhelming. You've got to, it's pretty gross. You've got to cut the people open and then store the drugs in. But the thing is, like, first off, like, most of the time you're kind of just holding M1. But to be fair, most of these trials, that's what you're doing. But the issue is like where you're doing it. You're like at the bottom of a boat, and there's like nowhere to really run. Or more importantly, you can't see Franco coming. You kind of just got to keep holding left mouse button and just hope Franco doesn't shoot you in the side of the head. Like, that's just kind of how it feels. And I don't really like that. It's kind of just like, you literally just sit there with your fingers crossed and just hope you don't get shot by Franco. Because there's no way you can hear him coming. But the rest of the trials was just solid. I like all of the tasks that you have to do. The location too is kind of unique with it being set in the docks. Yeah. This is just a good trial, but I think something I'm noticing with a lot of these trials is they sort of fail with the finales. Some of them, not all of them. I'm looking at you, Kill the Snitch. And I'm also looking at you, Suburbs, because you have a very, very good finale. But unfortunately, I think I might have to put you in C, honestly. Is it better than the Courthouse, though? I think it is better than the Courthouse, actually. I originally thought this was like the worst trial in the game, but I don't think it is. But the reason why I do put it lower is because it's just a bit, you know, it's just a bit. As I said, the finale is very good, matching the symbols and throwing the hearts. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's probably like a top 3 finale, you know. But the rest of the trial was just like kind of just mid, like. First off, you've got the mansion bit, and that can be a bit tedious, you know. It's with the symbols again, you've got to find the numbers. That can be tedious, because the thing is, like, you kind of just need one person to do that. And I hate when trials do that, when they force, like, the other people in the trial to basically just do nothing. Like, you only really need one person to do all the symbols. I know, like, you can help, obviously, but it feels more like it's better to just let one person just go find the numbers. And meanwhile, the rest of the people in the trial, they just don't have much to do. I don't know, I don't like that. And then you've got the radio broadcast stuff. And, like, it's just a bit, you know, whatever. And you have to do that, like, what, 3 times? 2 times. I think 2 times, right? No, 3 times, yeah. You have to do that 3 times. I kind of wish maybe you like, did the radio broadcast, like, 2 times instead of 3, and then maybe instead of doing it the 3rd time, you maybe just did like a completely different task. Maybe doesn't even have to be something unique. They could have just maybe done like a generator task or something. I don't know, but I think they shouldn't have dragged out that like radio broadcast section, because basically, like, I'd say like most of the trial is spent on just doing the radio broadcasts, and I like the activity. It's just it overstays its welcome. I get bored with it. So yeah, that's why it's in C. It's just a bit whatever. The ending is very, very good, but the rest of the trial is just a bit. It's forgettable. It's a bit of a forgettable trial. But I do prefer it over Courthouse, because, you know, Courthouse got like the scapegoats, and it's just, yeah, I'd say Courthouse is slightly more boring. What are we gonna do now? Should I leave Resort for last? No, I'm not gonna. The Resort, the Spoil the Auction. This is the new trial. Oh, wait. Honestly? Oh, you know, it might be yes. Kill the Snitch is like high S, right? And then the Spoil the Auction is like low S. It's close to being A. I might put it down to A. But, oh, bro, this new trial is really good. It's really good, man. It's a really good trial. I enjoy this trial a lot. First off, you've got like the whole, you got to find the batteries on the walls, right? To unlock the keys. I remember at first it's kind of annoying. When you play with other people, because the first time I played this trial, I played it on my own. And I was like, dude, there are way too many batteries you've got to pull to unlock the keys. But I think when you play with other people and you play the trial more and you learn the spawns of where the batteries are going to be, yeah, I think it's fun. I like it. And then you've got the keys themselves where you have to. It feels like Resident Evil, where you've got to like use the different keys on different areas. I just think this is such a cool and unique objective. This is really cool. Where you've got to learn where the locked doors are, and then you've got to use the keys on them. It's fun. I like it. And then you've got the whole thing with the scanner, and you scan the fucking what do you call them? The mannequins. Speaking of mannequins, the prime asset, Lilia, man, she's so cool. And I think she's the only prime asset that's really gonna bump this trial up, because she works so. She's so much more unique from all the other prime assets. Like, she completely changes the vibe of the trial, right? Because like you're walking past all these mannequins and you're just praying you don't get jump scared. I think Resort also is probably the hardest trial. And probably the scariest too. I always, maybe it's because it's new, But I always struggle on this trial, man. I always struggle with this trial. Well, not struggle, but I find it's probably the hardest to get an A+ out of all of these. You know, the finale. Oh boy, the finale. I think this is probably my second favourite finale next to Kill the Snitch. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. You've got to pull that poor lady apart. First off, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Resort might have a better fucking finale than Kill the Snitch. Because first off, right, you've got to find the, what do you call them, like the winches, right? The leather things. That's fun. I like that you actually have to find the stuff first. I feel like that's sort of what the courthouse wanted to be, where you have to do a little setup before you can actually kill the judge. I feel like that's what they wanted to do, but they kind of failed at that, because all you have to do is do a little switch and then that's it. One of those switch objectives. But on this trial, you actually have to find the individual winches and bring them back, which is really fun. I always like tasks like that, where you just have to get like an object and bring it somewhere. I always find them fun. And then you have to pull that poor lady apart, and it's so horrible. It's so horrible. And as I was saying before with the judge in Courthouse, the trial victim in this one, she calls out for Lilia, which I think's really cool. Again, it just shows how like horrific her situation is, because you're pulling this lady apart and she's literally calling out for these horrible people to save her. It's just cool. And then oh my god, it's just, I can't get over how brutal that finale is. Literally pulling her apart. Oh, and she's like screaming to like just kill her. She's just kill me, just break my neck. I think she says that. It's just, oh, it's horrible. Yeah, I think I'd say this is honestly my favourite finale out of all of these. It's a great trial, man. This is a really good trial. It's not quite on Kill the Snitch level, I don't think, because this trial can feel tedious at times, as I was talking about before. I don't think it's that it properly aces it like Kill the Snitch. But then again, I don't think anything will really get up to Kill the Snitch level. Resort might be the closest we'll ever get. I genuinely love Club Resort, man. It's a really good trial. Right. And we got Pervert the Futterman down here. I've kind of been neglecting you. Toy Factory. You know, I think I'm going to put it higher than Courthouse. I honestly didn't expect Courthouse would be my least favourite. I honestly didn't think that. But anyway, Toy Factory, higher than Courthouse. I think I'm going to bump Suburbs up though. Yeah, I'll bump Suburbs up, yeah. Because overall, Suburbs isn't enjoyable, it's just a bit forgettable at times. But it does have that phenomenal finale. But Toy Factory's in C. Again, I like all of these trials, right? But the reason why I don't like it as much is because the amount of tasks you have to do can feel a bit overwhelming at times. You've got the start, right, where you have to crush that guy. That's fun with you have to get the boxes and put them on the conveyor belt. That's fun, I like that bit. Then, like, the bit with the finding the keys and the boxes, like the main course of the trial, the main meat. That part, it's just, I like it and I don't like it. Like, it's okay. Sometimes it's tedious because with the boxes, right, sometimes, you know, Mother Gooseberry will chase you, and then you'll miss your chance to pick up the box at the collection point, and then you literally have to wait like a whole minute for it to come back, probably longer than a minute. It kind of sucks. You have to sit there and wait for this box to come all the way around. Like, I feel like it would have been more fun if the box just sort of dropped off, you know, like it comes off the conveyor belt, or the conveyor belt stops or something. I don't know. I feel like I don't know why they didn't do that. I feel like that just would have been more fun than just having to wait for it to come all the way back. And then finding the keys. The keys are fine actually. They're okay. It's just I think the keys can be a little tedious at times because, you know, keys are small. They can be really hard to see sometimes. Something I didn't realise in this trial, right? I only discovered this recently, but I've always played this game with the nudity filter on. Because just in case I film a YouTube video, I don't want to get, I don't want to get suplexed by YouTube. I always have the nudity filter on. I never realised that when you're putting the trial victim through the, like the machines, when you collect all the boxes, I didn't realise, like, he gets mutilated, dude. He gets his like penis chopped off and then it gets replaced and stuff. He literally gets turned into a reproduction doll, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't realise that. I guess that's why it's called pervert development. That's like a really horrible way to get killed off. You've got the finale. The finale I do kind of like. I kind of like it. You got to like go in, pull the valves, and then you can burn that dude alive. Yeah, I like the finale. It can be a bit annoying sometimes. Something I don't like about this trial is actually the location. A lot of these trials, you know, like the locations, they're good. They're good. But I think this is the only trial in the game that actually kind of suffers from just a bit of a boring location. Like, on paper, a toy factory sounds really cool, right? And it fits Mother Gooseberry very well. But the whole trial's like, I feel like it should have been more colourful, and I don't know, it's just like this really brown, basic looking factory. I feel like it would have been way cooler if it felt more like Fun Park, where, you know, it's not too vibrant because obviously it's a horror game, you want to be scared, but it's still creepy, you know. I feel like they could have done the same thing here, but they just sort of made it just like a really basic grungy factory. You know, like, this is like a toy factory. I want to see some. Well, I guess I guess, you know, it's more of a inappropriate toy factory. I'm thinking of it more like a actual children's toy factory. But yeah, it's gonna go and see, because this trial can just feel a bit tedious sometimes. Wait, do you reckon I should put downtown down? Oh, I like making the tier list look even. Yeah, that looks better, honestly. Yeah, I think I would bump downtown down a bit, because, you know, the whole scapegoat thing can just be a little tedious, and the finale does kind of suck. It's a bit boring. The way you do kill him, though, is pretty cool, as I said, with like the assassin mannequins. That guy, he gets his penis drilled off, man. That kind of sucks, you know. That kind of sucks. I feel bad for all these trial victims. None of them deserve this. Yeah, that's the list. Overall, as I said, I love all these trials. You know, Courthouse and Toy Factory, they're sitting at the bottom, but I do love these trials. I could play them back to back all the time. I could play them back to back like all day, and I wouldn't get bored, because the level design in this game it's phenomenal. All these trials are really fun. They're really fun. If I'm being honest, I don't really know what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I just saw that my most popular videos were like the tier list videos I've made. So I thought, you know, I'll just make another tier list. I'm starting to feel a little bit lazy, but I mean, I do enjoy making these videos, but I don't really know what to do with this channel right now. Like, I want to make YouTube videos, but I don't know what to do them on. I want to make YouTube videos on Outlast Trials, but there's not really much you can really do with that game. I feel like it's better for streaming, but I can't really stream. But that's enough about me. Tell me what you thought about this list in the comments. What's your favourite trial? What's your least favourite trial? If you enjoyed, check out my other videos, my other tier list videos. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!